Hello, and happy Monday, happy fun day if you are watching us live. And this is Passion Unscripted in the house. If this is the first time you are tuning into our conversations or to our podcast, welcome. My name is Irina Portnova. I'm all about manifestation and law of attraction. How do we manifest our best relationship with the partner and how to live totally fulfilled in our flow? And I'm here with my co-host Dina Alexander, and Dina is going to introduce herself in a second. And we just wanted to welcome everybody who comes in, and for all our Raven fans to know that we hear you, we love you, we are always here for you. And if you have any topics that you wanted to uncover, please let us know because we always come with these controversial conversations. I love them because, Gina, let's face it, not too many people are open for these conversations. And I love that our space is welcoming and opening to any kind of conversations. And we are going to dive deeper pretty shortly, but I just wanted to invite everybody who's watching the episode. There is something that I'm doing this week. It's the workshop Meet and Greet Your True Self. If you really want to connect, what is your flavor of love? How do you see yourself from your own eyes, not from the eyes of everybody else? This workshop is for you, and I have the link in the comments. And here to Dina. Dina, just say a couple of words about yourself and what is the event for you that you are hosting.
Hi, everybody. As Irina told you, my name is Dina Alexander. I love Mondays. These are fun days for me and for Irina because we have the opportunity to share some of our own experiences and some of our own clients' experiences. What I do marry sexuality with spirituality. I think that is the foundation of everything. If you have that imbalance, you, even at your boardroom, it will be balanced and accomplished. So that's what I do.
Yes, and what event?
And yes, I have two challenges.
Mhm.
Weight loss challenge, 6 month weight loss challenge. I have 13 candidates. So if you want to join, it's not for free, but I have lowered the price. So it's cheaper than normally. And I have a second challenge, is an energy challenge. And that one is free. If you want to join, please, next month we'll have it again. So I can schedule you in for next month.
Awesome. Those are great. So, Dina, let's just dive into our topic because, again, your clients, the comments from the people always is something that sparks the curiosity and bringing these topics on the surface. And today we are talking about love without boxes.
Yes. So, you know, this the topic of today was inspired by a follower. I'm going to look up his his message because it's really peculiar how someone all of a sudden sends me a message, and it's powerful. Okay, and I'm very grateful. That's the reason why I'm going to read it. And he says it's evil. I don't know who is evil, but I love what he placed in front of us so that we
Mhm.
can provide some information to our listeners. So this is what he said. Hi Dina, I applaud your initiative of creating a venue in which pretty progressive topics such as polyamory and probably its variations can be discussed. But the question or concern I have is if the community is ready to discuss such a topic without prejudice and restrictive and accusatory religious dogmas. So that's why I told Irina, look, I love this 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 initiative. And what do you think,
Mhm.
Irina?
I
Immediately.
love that.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I love the richness of everything what we are touching, because even in that short message, first of all, grateful for that comment. But even in this short comment, you can actually dissect every segment, and we can have more topics on the conversations and discussions on everything he put in one statement, because there is a lot to unpack, right? And for me, when it comes to that, again, everything starts from acceptance, right? If you accept people for who they are, they do not have to follow your choices, they do not have to follow your beliefs, they do not have to like what you like. But if you accept people, because each one of us is a separate fragment of this beautiful puzzle, right? And each one of us is unique. So understand there is no such a thing what is right or what is wrong. We are the ones to put these barriers on ourselves, and we are the ones to put these labels. What do you think, Dina?
I totally agree with you, Irina. This comment, as you said, carries such honesty, curiosity, and awareness. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it reflects something many of us feel, but is our culture ready to have these open-hearted,
Mm-hmm.
sacred conversations about love, sexuality without shame and judgment? Let's
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll start immediately. What we will talk, I've prepared some stuff. So what we will talk about today is what readiness really means when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to talking about sexuality and alternative relationship. Okay, what readiness really means. Okay, number two, why topics like polyamory, open relationship, and sexual sovereignty often trigger fears and resistance. And I think this number two is going to open up some Pandora boxes. Number
Mm-hmm.
four, how we can begin having these conversations in love-centered, non-judgmental ways. That's my thing, because it not necessarily I will be in a polyamory relationship, but I can easily be in conversation with people that do are in polyamory relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and understand the reason why they are in such a relationship. And number four, what sacred awareness truly means in this context, because it is sacred. Okay, by the end I want you to feel more grounded, open, and empowered, whether you identify as monogamous, polyamorous, or simply curious, because this isn't about labels, it's about liberation through awareness. That's what my work is all about. So
Mm-hmm.
before I continue, Irina, you want to share something?
Yes, I just wanted to say that I guess that was my essence. Like, I never judged people. And I just wanted to bring into perspective that a lot of times people are super judgmental towards other lives. You know why? Because they do not want to look into their own. I always say that it's easy to put the opinion on somebody else, how they lead the life, how they lead their life, love life, because it takes courage to look at our own. So if people were more focused on their own, prioritizing their own love and relationships, they wouldn't have time to judge others.
Amen. Amen. Sorry, I had to do that.
Yep, totally.
Because it's the truth. Okay, so I will dive immediately in point one. Okay, um, let's start with this question: is our community ready? The truth is, readiness isn't collective. It is very much personal.
Mhm.
Some are ready, hungry even, for authentic conversation about love, freedom, and conscious sexuality. And others are still carrying layers of fear, conditioning, or religious shame that makes these conversations uncomfortable or even threatening. But if we waited for everyone to be ready, we'd never begin. So I feel like the Indians that go first in the battle. So we are those Indians.
Mhm.
Every time one person speaks truth with compassion, the collective shifts a little. Every time someone says, "This is what love looks like for me," without hiding or defending, we plant a seed of permission in others. So, readiness doesn't mean there is no discomfort. It means
Mhm.
we are willing to stay open through that discomfort. It means we are willing to stay open through whatever will happen. That is sacred awareness, not needing everyone to agree, but being rooted enough to hold the conversation with love instead of fear. So, yes, I believe our community is becoming ready because
Mhm.
readiness begins with awareness, and awareness begins with one brave question, just like this one. So, I like your smile. So, share with me, Irina.
Yes, when you bring to the question community, and community is actually people who are combined based on their beliefs or interests, right? So when we take the society as a general and then chunk it down, that's why, like if there is a lot of tension and friction when people do not really agree with that, these people do not belong to certain communities, right? That's why we have the communities for everything. And community purpose is to combine the people who are like-minded, who think the same way, right? Who are ready to experiencing the same things in life. So it's the question is, are you connected to that right community, right? Because as a society, we are very diverse in religion, in the politics, in the different views on life, right? And it's normal because again, that's what make us unique. There is no such a thing as bad or good. It just is. And the more people understand that neutrality point, that everything what we are having is just the experience, and the more they can just question themselves, where do I belong, where is my place, where do I want to be, right? And again, the point of the readiness is just if you are curious. If the person is curious, that means they are ready. There is no such a thing when I'm going to be ready. We are always ready at any given moment. But the question is, do you want to explore it, right? And if the person says, yeah, this is something I would like to explore or learn about more, right? That's where they go into the direction. But from manifestation coaching, I wanted just to point out one thing. When people are judging others, it's a very low frequency. When people are shameful of something, it's a very low frequency. When people are blaming others, it's a very low frequency. So I just wanted to put into perspective. If you really want to manifest anything what you desire in your life, you want to vibrate high, meaning that you have to kind of cut yourself off from these low vibrations.
Yes, yes, yes. I a lot of yes.
Yes, we agree.
I love it. So, point number 2, understanding polyamory beyond the label. Okay, because labeling it's not my thing, but I need to for me to clear to dissect it and try to let those that are listening to us at the moment understand. I need to use a name. So let's name it understanding polyamory beyond the label. Okay. So this word often get misunderstood and or judged before it even it even explored. Okay. At its roots, polyamory simply means many loves. It's the belief that love and connection can exist more than one person with honesty, integrity, and consent for of both. Okay? But here's the thing. Sacred sexuality doesn't promote or reject polyamory. It invites conscious choice. Okay? The question isn't, is polyamory right or wrong? The real question is, can I relate with others from a place of awareness, love, and responsibility, whatever form that takes? That is sacred sexuality and awareness. That's what I stand for. For some, that's monogamy with deep devotion. For others, it's open or poly relationship that reflects the authentic truth. Neither is superior. What matters is alignment, not dogma. But what triggers people most isn't the concept of multi loves, it's what polyamory challenges in our collective psyche. Our
Mhm.
attachment to ownership, to control, and to believe that love must be contained to be safe. Religion and culture have love tied to rules. Okay, it's
Mhm.
a lot of rules. Oh, we have someone coming in with L. So let me,
Hello, Al. It's great to see you with us.
yes, let me finish and then I'll read L's comment or question. Question is I see a question mark. So, as I was saying, religion and cultures have long tied love to rules, morality, fear, or sin. But sacred awareness invites us to see love as energetic flow, infinite, abundant, and expressed uniquely through each soul. So when we speak of polyamory, what we are really exploring is how we can love, exist freely, consciously, and respectfully without being distorted by ego or fear. Okay, that's what I'm all about. So let's see what else asks. When spouse set boundaries, that's when the other half feels freedom are restricted. They think their spouse is controlling their movement. What do you think? El, I will say my point of view, and Irina will say her point of
Mhm.
view. If you are in a monogamous relationship, that means everything. You're only sexually intimate with one person. Okay, and intimacy is not only physical, it's spiritual. It can be spiritual, it can be mental, it can be in all forms. So you are choosing monogamous with one person, and always, almost always, that person cannot fulfill all those items that you are in need of. That's um, um, my understanding, my personal understanding on monogamous. I'm not against monogamous. Me, myself, I do believe I am a monogamous person. I love that energy and it's powerful. Okay. But it limits a freedom, someone's freedom, if you don't understand that intimacy cannot be provided by only one person. Some intimacy can be provided with my friends. Okay, so Irina,
Yes, thank you so much. I love these kind of questions, Alan. Thanks so much for always challenging and raising our conversations, because it's great that we are interacting this way. We can also support with any questions. So for me, from what I'm reading, right? Yes, obviously it's a monogamous relationship. To me, what comes first is the agreement. Every couple has to have the agreement that they are going to follow, right? Because again, when you are in the relationship, there should be some kind of structure that both of partners agree. So in that agreement, it says what you can or what you cannot do. Again, the agreement is made so everybody is clear and nobody felt like somebody didn't hear them, right? What they are saying. And these agreements are not forever. These agreements to be revisited as often as needed. because we evolving as humans, we are growing, and our relationship's supposed to grow. And that's why we want to revisit these agreements and see what still is applicable and what has to be upgraded, right? And when you say that one spouse sets boundaries, you know what? From my conversations, I don't know if I sense it correctly, but from my conversations with many men, there is like that common theme. Men do not want to be restricted, which I totally understand. Yet, if I'm as a woman going to express, then I'm also having unlimited access to anything what I want, right? Then I feel there is that tension coming from men. So I always believe in equality. If the partner wants the freedom, they also have to give that freedom to their partner. It doesn't work one way, and it doesn't matter whether this is a man or a woman. Both in that partnerships are equal. And that's why I say agreements are a must, because if we do not know what the other person is expecting, and we do not know if we are crossing the boundaries, we are in that vague space where we can actually cross the boundaries and bring the conflict and chaos to our relationship. So that's my point. I totally okay if like there is a mutual agreement that if one partner desires the freedom, they have to provide that freedom to another partner. It doesn't just work one way. It works both ways. What do you think, Dina?
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
And then what brings me to the point, men are very possessive. Men are very possessive, so they feel it's okay for them to have their freedom, but it's not okay for their woman to have a freedom. And
like,
that's where the conflict can arise, right? Again, because we were designed differently, right? So when they say that women are like constantly controlling the man, I would say that men are constantly like exercising their possessiveness too much.
yes.
So again,
I,
there is no such a thing as right or wrong. It's just is we are expressing our own opinion. And if Al, you think differently, it's totally fine. Just like continue communicating what comes up as we were sharing. If something
yes,
comes up,
I do agree that, look, not all men are so possessive. The majority
yes.
that came to my office, yes, I will say, I will share an example. A couple came and they wanted to explore um, trio,
Mm-hmm.
threesome, a threesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And but the man was telling his wife, because they were married, she was only allowed to choose a lady. He will not accept a man. I know because I had a conversation with the lady, because when I attend partners, married couples, I want to hear from both of them, but privately, not with other one staying at home. So I knew that the lady wanted a male partner to explore,
Exactly.
but she agreed with him in front of me toward that. So at the end, I told them, as a coach, and you're choosing me as a coach, I totally do not recommend this, because I know you are not being honest with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we continued in the coaching, because she had to speak up. You
Mm-hmm.
want to explore, it should be 50-50. The
Totally, yes.
Yes,
Because I already feel the imbalance. Because it's okay for him to explore another woman, but it's not okay for her to explore another man. For me, it's like already what? Like, if you want to receive that experience, you have to be ready to give your partner to experience the same.
yes. Time is not waiting on us. It's almost time.
Yeah, and Al said he agrees with what we were expressing, that it has to be mutual. Definitely, only mutual, because otherwise it just, like, it's not balanced.
Yes, before we close, I want to say that when I speak of sacred sexual awareness, I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about consciousness. It's
Mm-hmm.
about remembering that our bodies, our desires, and our relationships are portals for awakening. And it's not being used like that. It's being used for surviving. No, these, I'm going to repeat it. These are portals, and if you use them right, it can awaken you in such a beautiful ways. Okay, they are
Mm-hmm.
your body and our desires are mirrors showing us where we are free, and we are where we, when we are still bound.
Mm-hmm.
So use them like you should. Okay, don't just survive. When we discuss polyamory or any form of love, it's not about who touches whom, it's about how deeply we are willing to meet truth. So even if you're monogamous, even if you never explored polyamory, this conversation matters because it's about freedom from shame. It's about
Mm-hmm.
reclaiming your right to love authentically. And it's about remembering that divine love is infinite and you are part of that infinity. And that's how I want to close. And yeah, because
Yeah,
the
that's so beautiful. So, we want to know, Al, please put in the comments if you want to continue this conversation for next time, because I feel there were a couple of points that we didn't have a chance to touch on. Because I love that we have this two-way conversation, and thanks so much, Al, for like bringing that communication, the dynamic. But I feel that we would want to have the part two for that, because there is more to unpack and uncover, that like something that for everyone to really understand. Because again, we are here to bring the awareness. We are here to wake up that beast that everybody is afraid to touch, right? So that's why these conversations are important. That's why it's all, again, it's not that we are promoting something, it's just to show that we are living in diverse planet. There are different people who have different needs, who love different things, and it's totally okay. So before anybody is judging somebody else, I invite to stay open and stay just neutral, because again, it's easy to judge somebody because a lot of people are too scared to look into their own lives.
yes, totally agree with you. You want to do this another next
Yes,
week?
let's do it. Yeah, let's continue with part two for next week, because I feel this is a great topic. So we can continue diving in and bring more light into this conversation.
Perfect. We will do that.
All right. So thanks so much for joining. Would love your comments. Let us know if you want another part two to that episode. Al, as always, we appreciate you. And we'll see each other next Monday for another beautiful episode. Bye.